So, in this age of AI and constant screen time, a lot of us are wondering, what's the future of learning going to look like? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating chat between two teachers that gets right to the heart of that very question. Okay, so let's start with Pramila. She's a teacher, right? 25 years of experience. But here's the cool part. Even though she's retired, she's still learning. She's actually online, connecting with people to get better at English. And her journey, well, that's what really kicks off the big questions we're going to explore.
And you know, her chat with another teacher, Newton, it just blows the whole thing wide open. It makes you ask, in this digital age, what are we actually doing right in our schools? And maybe more importantly, what are we getting seriously wrong?
The first big thing they land on? Technology. I mean, it promises to totally revolutionize learning, right? But it also creates this huge conflict. Are we so focused on progress that we're accidentally throwing away the foundational skills that education is built on?
And this is where you really see the dilemma. On one hand, yeah, technology gives us these incredible tools for making things visual and easier to understand. But on the flip side, there's this growing fear, a fear that students are just outsourcing their brain power. They're becoming so reliant on things like ChatGPT that they're losing the skill of actually building knowledge from scratch.
And Pramila just nails what's missing. She talks about the vibes. That human connection, that unspoken understanding you get from another person. An AI can spit out facts, sure, but it can't give you that. It's such a powerful reminder that education isn't just about downloading information. It's about a real human relationship.
And look, these costs aren't just some abstract idea. They are real, physical problems. We're talking about constant screen time leading to more stress, serious vision problems, and kids just not moving around enough. And let's be clear, this isn't just a health problem. It's an education problem, because a kid who isn't feeling well physically or mentally just isn't going to be able to learn well. It's that simple.
So, this heavy reliance on tech, it's actually pointing to something much deeper. It's not just about all the new stuff we've crammed into the classroom. It's about what we might have accidentally pushed out. And the conversation zeroes in on three really big gaps.
So what are these gaps exactly? Well, according to them, there are three critical areas where our schools today are really missing the mark.
All right, so Newton lays out three things. First up, the gap between knowing something and doing something with it. Kids learn the theory, but they have no idea how to apply it in the real world. Second, a huge gap in mental health support. It's so often treated like it's not a big deal, just an afterthought. And third, the communication gap. Students might be able to write an essay, but ask them to stand up and speak their mind, they struggle. And these aren't small problems, folks. These are major cracks in the foundation of the whole system. Okay, so with all these challenges on the table, the conversation naturally shifts to, well, what do we do about it? And the answer isn't to just throw all the technology out the window, not at all. It's about completely rethinking our relationship with it. It's really a call for balance. And this idea of balance is really the heart of the solution. It's all about integrating the new stuff without tossing out the essentials that we know work. So yeah, let's use AI to explore big ideas, but not if it means we stop teaching kids how to think critically for themselves. Let's use digital tools, but let's not forget the power of actually writing by hand, or the deep focus you get from a real physical book. See what I mean? It's a blend, not a replacement. But that leads to the big question, right? Whose job is it to create this balance? And on this, the teachers are crystal clear. You can't just dump this on one group. It's a shared responsibility, period. Pramila just says it so perfectly. It's a teamwork. We can't blame anyone. And that's such a simple idea, but it's huge. Think about it. If we can move away from pointing fingers and instead work together, that's the only way anything is actually going to change for the better. This whole idea of teamwork, it's like building an ecosystem for education. And of course, schools and teachers are a massive part of that. But the conversation really shines a spotlight on one role in particular: parents. They're seen as the absolute cornerstone, the ones who help shape values, give that crucial support, and, importantly, set the rules for technology at home. It has to be a real partnership.
So, when you boil it all down, the big takeaway is this: raising a student is a lot like growing a garden. You absolutely need the right environment, which is what the schools provide. You need the hands-on, dedicated care from the teachers. And you need that foundational support, the soil and the water, if you will, from the parents. You take away any one of those, and things just won't grow right.
And that really leaves us all with something to think about. Because whether you're a parent, a teacher, a student, or honestly, just someone who cares about the future, we all have a stake in this. So the final question is pretty simple. What's your part going to be?